Welcome everyone to the SSG podcast. I'm your host Chris, and I'm here with Mitch. How you doing, man?
Howdy, partner.
Yes, sir. We have another week of news. Although, unfortunately, it's kind of been a bit of a slow week of news. We've had two really big things kind of come out related to gaming. But there was one thing last week we wanted to touch on, and we thought we'd just jump right on into it. So, hey, Mitch, you want to give us what that first thing was while I laugh in the background?
Yeah. So last week, I think shortly before we recorded the podcast, which is why I wasn't on last week's episode, it came out that Bethesda is suing Westworld because Westworld made a game similar to Fallout Shelter. They basically took everything from Fallout Shelter, from code, mechanics, everything like that, and reskinned it for, I guess, a Westworld skin. I'm not familiar with Westworld, so I assume it's a Westworld skin, but either way, they signed a contract because the developer, I'm lacking on the name right now. Do you know the developer by any chance?
Oh my gosh, we're supposed to have this kind of a research before we do the podcast, Mitch. Now we're having to research things during the podcast. That's such a terrible thing. Let's see, Westworld game developer, and then you can now hear me typing and stuff. This is terrible. Behaviour Interactive.
All right, Behaviour Interactive. All right, so they signed a contract when they were working with Bethesda to help make Fallout Shelter.
Oh, hold on.
Oh.
We're missing a very key component to this.
What's that?
They're not just suing Behaviour, whatever the company is. Behaviour Interactive. They're suing Warner Brothers.
What?
Bethesda Softworks. This is according to a Polygon article, which I don't care for Polygon, but it was the first thing that popped up. Bethesda Softworks is suing Warner Brothers and Fallout Shelter co-developer Behaviour Interactive over the recently released Westworld, alleging that the mobile game based on HBO's TV series is a blatant ripoff of Fallout Shelter.
Okay. So did WB publish the game?
That's what it would have been. It would have been a WB published game. I mean, or something of that nature. Or it may have been... actually, I don't know. Hold on. Trying to see what they're...
Okay, so while you do that, I'll finish filling them in. So Behaviour Interactive, they helped Bethesda make Fallout Shelter. When they were making that, they agreed to terms that the mechanics, the code, everything that they did for the game it's a Bethesda property. So they basically, when they made that game, they signed every bit of their work away to Bethesda. And then they turned around and made their own mobile game. And, yep, the rest is history. They're now getting sued because they broke contract.
I'm gonna move over to a Gizmodo article. No, this isn't Gizmodo. I thought this was Gizmodo. Never mind. It's actually gamesindustry.biz article.
Okay.
The title says, Warner Brothers surprised by Bethesda's quote-unquote baseless accusation in Westworld lawsuit.
Baseless?
Yeah, and then to move back to the Polygon article, they actually updated it with a quote, because Polygon says that they had reached out to Warner Brothers and for a comment, and Warner Brothers provided the following statement to Polygon. It says, quote, as one of the world's leading creators of intellectual property, including the groundbreaking television series Westworld. That's the reason why Warner Brothers is being sued, because they are the creators of Westworld.
Gotcha.
Warner Brothers has a deep respect for intellectual property rights. As such, the assertions by Bethesda Softworks that Warner's Westworld mobile game improperly used source code from Bethesda's Fallout Shelter are as surprising as they are unsubstantiated. Warner Brothers has been assured by the game developer, Behaviour Interactive, that Bethesda's allegations are untrue and that none of Bethesda's code was used in the Westworld game. Moreover, contrary to Bethesda's baseless accusation, Warner Brothers at no time induced, quote-unquote, Behaviour Interactive to use the Fallout Shelter code in Westworld.
Wow.
And then they actually have copies of the court documents that's going on, because that's all for public. Like, anytime you have a thing like this going on, and this actually, the title of it is Bethesda Softworks LLC versus Behaviour Interactive Inc. and Warner Brothers Entertainment Inc.
Wow.
But these court documents, usually when stuff like this happens, you can, like, the public can go and get these and look at it and read through it, and you can see what all the allegations are. They probably point out every little, they actually point out, I think, some of the similarities in the court document.
Like between the two games?
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of like lawyer speech you kind of have to go through.
Right.
But they have the let's see, what is this here?
If I'm not mistaken, the reason that I guess players found out that it was the same game is that they both had the same game-breaking bug.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'm trying to see if I can. I want to see if I can pull up, like, what are the things they're, like, accusing outside of that gosh, I did it too. Game-breaking bug. I want to see, like, what they claim, like, as far as the similarities. Let's see. It says the agreement between Bethesda and Behaviour includes express provisions related to, and I'm reading the court document right now, by the way.
Okay.
Includes express provisions related to the development and ownership of Fallout Shelter, establishing Bethesda as the sole owner of all rights. For example, Behaviour agreed, and here's a list. I'm gonna read all this. We're gonna have fun with this.
All right, let's do it.
It's gonna be a court based episode of the SSG podcast. So,
dun dun.
Dun dun. Where's Judge Judy? So, like, if anyone wants to know where I'm at, I'm actually reading page 8. There's 34 pages, and
Wow.
I will provide a link to this Polygon article in the description. So if you want to go through and read it yourself, you can fully well go ahead and do it. And this is interesting because I'm curious now. There's a guy on YouTube, and I want to just promote this guy. His name is Leonard Finch. I can't remember his last name, but he's a copyright lawyer who will talk about court cases and stuff on YouTube, which is which is really cool. I mean, it's kind of boring, but at the same time, it's really cool because you kind of learn a little bit more about how the like copyright stuff works, kind of a thing.
Yeah, it's neat.
So that you yourself don't get sued in the future. Hey,
sure.
Because getting sued is a really bad thing. I mean, suing someone isn't so bad, but getting countersued or getting sued yourself is a terrible thing to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyway, so continue on with this. So essentially, these are the things the Behaviour agreed to. All right, these are the things they said. Okay, fine, we're going to make you this game. And these are the things that in order for us to make this game, we're going to agree to these terms. So, number 1, that Bethesda owns all intellectual property and rights related to the development of Fallout Shelter, including all associated versions and derivatives. And these are like quoted bits. It says all artwork, game designs, gameplay features, programming, trademarks, trade names, copyrights, know-how, patents, trade secrets, and other intellectual property rights. That was number 1.
You signed your life away.
You signed the work away. Everything related to that work is gone.
Yep.
Number 2, because there's a couple of things there. That any rights. So once again, Behaviour agreed that any rights resulting from the development of Fallout Shelter, not automatically vesting with Bethesda under the contract, are irrevocably and unconditionally assigned to Bethesda. As part of this assignment, Behaviour appointed Bethesda as attorney-in-fact for Behaviour with the right... Okay, this is getting boring now. Never mind. This was a bad idea. Oh, okay. So then this other part: employees and contractors must execute non-disclosure and confidentiality agreements to ensure strict protection of all proprietary information provided by Bethesda, and waiving any and all rights, including moral rights, such employees and contractors may have to the work product and any other material generated under this agreement.
Wow.
Literally, it's everything. Every little thing you own is given to them.
Yep. I don't think there's any way that Behaviour wins this case.
Well, you got Warner Brothers kind of backing you a little bit. Because they're being sued too, so Warner Brothers also has to fight.
Yeah, but what is the counterpoint going to be?
Well, I mean, honestly, it's going through and actually figuring out, is it exactly a copy of the same game?
I guess we're just on the waiting game.
Once again, I'm trying to find the wrongful acts. Okay, the Westworld mobile game and defendants, which would be Warner Brothers and Behaviour Interactive, the wrongful acts. So in March 2018, Warner Brothers announced its intent to release a Westworld mobile game and demonstrate the game at the Popular Game Developer Conference in San Francisco, California, and at SXSW, South by Southwest,
right,
in Austin, Texas. The website for the game, WestworldMobile.com, states that the Westworld mobile game is developed by Behaviour Interactive. Is detailed in multiple third-party accounts about the Westworld game. As demonstrated, it bears a striking resemblance to Fallout Shelter. Here are some examples. After playing the game at GDC, a Forbes writer reported it's an obvious Fallout Shelter evolution centered around a similar base-building mechanic. Another analyst commented, Westworld Mobile is definitely taking a page out of the Fallout book with its cheerful Pip-Boy influenced characters, and it fits rather well with the game's premise. And
right.
The game itself plays like Fallout Shelter mixed with a theme park sim. The same article calls out the Westworld mobile game's use of Fallout Shelter style rooms. Commenting on the Warner Brothers demo of the game at South by Southwest, VentureBeat noted the side view user interface looks a lot like Fallout Shelter. Essentially,
so have you seen the? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. No,
I was going to ask you, have you actually seen the Westworld game?
No, I've not, and I kind of now want to go look up pictures because
it looks identical. I haven't seen gameplay, but the way did you ever play Fallout Shelter? I assume you did.
I mean, I know what it looks like. Okay,
so how they have different rooms the more you level up and whatnot.
Oh no, I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, it looks identical. It just looks like reskin basically, but barely that.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's gonna be hard to prove that.
If it was, I think this is the problem here. If it was another studio that did something like this, I don't think Bethesda would have really batted too much of an eye. But because it was the same developer that made Fallout Shelter, or there was a co-developer for Fallout Shelter.
Yep.
I don't know how you escape it. I mean, unless you're telling me that this was developed under a different engine, and you can really point out a lot of the differences, and you know what I mean.
Yeah,
this just looks like a terrible situation for Behaviour Interactive. I don't know what could come of it. I mean, we'll obviously keep everyone in the loop about what happens, but wow.
Yeah, as soon as we know, we'll let y'all know. But it's not looking very good for Behaviour at WB.
Yeah, at the end of this games industry .biz article, which WB will be fine out of all this. I mean, this is just
oh yeah, for sure.
Even if I don't know, this says Bethesda is calling for the Westworld game to be scrapped and all current versions pulled from distribution, as well as actual and punitive damages. The interesting thing is this. I wonder if it'll say what their like what they're like the amounts of money and stuff that they're actually wanting for all this. It might. I mean, I don't know.
While you were doing all that, I went on the App Store to see if it was free or not. It is free, but I assume there will be microtransactions as mobile games do.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's microtransactions. I'm pretty sure that what they would want is, hey, how much money you made right there? That belongs to us.
Yep.
I love this. Behaviour and Warner Brothers acts described above have caused irreparable and actual harm and are likely to cause irreparable and actual harm to Bethesda. Oh my gosh.
Whatever, man. Best of luck, Interactive.
Why can't you just do a cease and desist, right? You send out they probably did that actually to begin with, and then they started refuting. I just think this is the way I think about this. If it seems like both Warner Brothers and Behaviour are wanting to fight, and that kind of shows me like they might have something to stand on, because if it was a blatant copy, then they might have backed down. I mean,
maybe.
The fact that they're willing to fight means that they have something, to say that, look, it may be similar, but it's still different.
It could be. Or it could just be WB like, hey, we're not going to back down from you. Because Bethesda's no stranger to lawsuits.
You remember the Scrolls lawsuit?
Yep, I was gonna mention that just now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the game, but I remember like they were like asked to like they didn't make them change the name of that game, but like no sequels could have the Scrolls in it.
Yeah. So in case anyone's wondering what we're talking about, so the original owner of Mojang, is it Notch?
Yeah.
He had created through Mojang, which I don't think he works for the company anymore.
I believe he sold it.
Yeah, he sold it. Sold it to Microsoft.
Oh yeah, good for them.
Before that all went down, I think he actually was developing a card game called Scrolls, and Bethesda got their panties in a wad essentially, and sued Notch over the title being similar to Elder Scrolls.
Yep.
The court through I don't know what the exact like what the whole like outcome was, but essentially they looked at Bethesda and said, "You're kidding, right?"
We want to own this word.
So, yeah, that happened, and Scrolls got to exist, and it's not. You think about it, no one knows what Scrolls is even to this day. Really, I mean, it's like such a low under the radar kind of a thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, we'll keep you guys up to date on what happens with this. This will be an interesting thing to kind of follow up with in the coming weeks. I don't know.
If not years.
This won't take years. This will be done soon.
You'd hope so.
Well, this was filed on June 21st, so I mean there may be stuff coming out. So there's a jury trial demanded. Wow.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Because
right.
There's all kinds of exhibits to the complaints.
Does it state what those are, or no?
It's all the like all the things that I was starting to read off. Like people were saying that it was so similar to Fallout Shelter.
Okay.
So like, oh wow, this is great. This is great right here. Exhibit 1. All right, this is the index of exhibits to the complaint. Exhibit A. Copy of Wikipedia article about Fallout 3. Exhibit B. Copy of Wikipedia article about Fallout 4. Exhibit C. Copy of Game Rant article about Fallout Shelter success. Exhibit D. Copy of Games Radar article about Fallout Shelter success. And it's like,
why?
Well, I mean, this is for court stuff, right? You have to be very, you have to be very literal when it comes to court, doing court things.
Yeah, I reckon so. Yeah.
So there's A through N are all the exhibits.
Wow.
Yeah, you've got a Beyond Westworld article about the Westworld mobile game similarity to Fallout Shelter. Game Crate YouTube webpage with the Westworld mobile game trailer and commentary about the similarity to Fallout Shelter. Kotaku article about the Westworld mobile game similarity to Fallout Shelter. Cinema Blend, Den of Geek, Pocket Gamer, Venture Beat, Shack News. Yeah.
You say Shack News?
Yeah, SHACK News.
Oh, that was a letdown. I
know. I was like, basketball? What?
And that's how I beat Shaq.
Just gonna play some Shaq Fu. Yeah. This is crazy. This is interesting. But crazy.
It's fun stuff to follow.
Very fun stuff to follow. But anyways, we're gonna move on to our second topic. And the second thing is this is kind of a big deal, I think. I'm very skeptical about it. Although I'm curious to hear what your actual thoughts are. You can hear me clicking around on my keyboard, on my mouse. Showtime is going to adapt Halo as a TV series.
My first reaction is, haven't they already tried this?
Yeah, they tried with the Peter Jackson thing and all that kind of stuff, and it just went nowhere.
Didn't one show get made, though? Or no?
No, you're probably thinking about promotional material for one of the, or they did some kind of a pilot thing, but it wasn't for I don't think it was for a TV show.
Oh, okay.
Some of the promotional material for previous Halo games tends to be really, they've used real actors and stuff like that before.
Yeah, live action trailers.
Yeah, live action trailers and stuff.
I think Bungie just loves live action because Destiny also does that.
Yeah, well, they just like to seriously hype up their games and then just proceed to just crap on them. Hey, Destiny 2, I'm looking at you. Freaking stupid, sorry game. Anyways, so I'm skeptical of this, man. I really am. Not so much that I don't think it could be a good show. I have a big problem with TV shows nowadays, especially stuff that's on HBO, Showtime. I don't know. I'm also super worried about the Amazon Studios Lord of the Rings TV show.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, you talk about I'm a massive Lord of the Rings fan, and I just don't want that to. I'm just worried about it. My biggest problem, and this is going to kind of let people in a little bit on to me personally, but I don't like shows with nudity, excessive nudity. Sometimes I can if I'm watching a documentary or something, right, and something happens, and it doesn't linger on the scene. It gets on kind of a thing. I'm was that really needed? But whatever, we'll move on. But I've not watched Game of Thrones because of the nudity.
Okay.
I refuse to watch it. It's just a personal thing of mine. I'm not mad at anyone that watches the shows, kind of a thing. But just me personally, nah, I'd rather, I could pass on that.
Have you ever thought about watching the sites where they cut out the nudity and stuff?
Yeah, there's actually I actually was looking into it. This thing called VidAngel or something like that.
Right.
And literally, you can watch shows, and they'll just, you set up this thing. You log into the site, and then you connect it with your Netflix account, and it'll tell you how much nudity this show has. It'll tell you every little thing about it because they have this database that has everything, and you just say nope to nudity, Well, it'll skip, literally just like go. You'll be watching, and then it'll just jump cut, boop, over.
Wow.
Anything that has nudity in it, and or language. You could also like skip out anything kind of cursing. Good luck watching a Martin Scorsese film that way. But yeah, for anything on Netflix, anything that's out there, you can, for the most part, I think there may be some stuff that's like limited, like it's not fully up to date, but generally it takes a couple of days, and I think they get it all caught up and whatnot. But
is it just exclusive to Netflix?
The last I saw it was. I also saw though that like there was a bunch of people in Hollywood, like Hollywood studios, that were trying to like get rid of VidAngel. They were suing the crap out of them because they didn't like what they were doing, claiming that they were censoring their, the way their TV shows and stuff like that. But I'm thinking, if people want that, if people use that service, why fuss about it? I don't know.
They're still enjoying your content. It's just not. Yeah,
I just don't want to watch freaking like naked chicks all over the place. And I'm not gay or anything like that, but it's just, I prefer to not see stuff like, I don't know. I shouldn't. I'm not going to justify myself for it. It's just the way I believe, the way I want to live my life.
Yeah, you don't have to.
So what really bothers me, and I'm hoping that they don't do this. I want them to. Now it says and this is an article from Forbes. Once again, any article that we go over and discuss about will be in the description, so you can look at it yourself and make your own opinion. They say that the show. Here I read a bit of the article. Here. It says in the Showtime adaptation, Halo will take place in the universe that first came to be in 2001, dramatizing an epic 26th century conflict between humanity and an alien threat known as the Covenant. That's great, right? That's cool.
So it's around the time of Halo 1?
Yeah, we'll probably be seeing more like conflict and struggles. Like they'll be expanding on that content from back then.
Okay.
But then it says the show will weave deeply drawn personal stories with action, adventure, and a richly imagined vision of the future. There's a line there that really bothers me. Deeply drawn personal stories. Now, war stories, conflict, people, you're showing emotion, right? You're showing the human aspect of things. That's what made The Walking Dead so popular when it first came out. It wasn't so much of the zombies. It was the people living in a, essentially post-apocalyptic world and how they react.
Yeah.
That's entertaining. That's really fascinating. That's a really interesting drama. To me, though, I'm just thinking to myself, I could see them taking that, and it's like, I don't know. I just hope it's more focused on just the story aspects and like more mature situations, and less on like I don't need a forced romance type stuff. I don't,
yeah, for sure.
I understand it's Showtime. Maybe they want to show something like that, but like like just a scene where it's like your main character could be a female, and you just see her like in a shower scene or something like that, and she's nude. Like, I don't want that. Please no. It doesn't do anything to push the plot forward in that aspect.
Nope, it's unnecessary, but unfortunately, I'm sure some teenagers are gonna be like, huh.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've all been there, but I'm just saying, like, I just want. I don't know. I'm when it comes to these like stuff like Halo, Lord of the Rings, I'm very protective of these things because I grew up. I'm a massive Halo fan. I've not played a Halo game since Halo Reach, mostly because I don't have an Xbox One. But when during the Xbox 360 generation, I was on top of it. I was like, I loved it. I read 3 or 4 of the books. Played every video game. I was like the only person that I knew that loved the first Halo Wars. Severely underrated game. I mean,
I'm not a fan of real-time strategies, but
it's still fun.
I like the idea of it.
It's still fun. I wish they brought that. I don't think they brought that to PC. That would have been really fun on PC. But
they may have, since they put Halo Wars on, or Halo Wars 2 on it. They might have like repackaged it or something.
Just imagine having an army of warthogs. You've got like, I say an army, 10 to like 15 warthogs, and you're going to battle, and they can run over enemies like grunts. They can run them over. So you just have your cavalry of warthogs just running over freaking Covenant. It was glorious. It was like so much fun.
I was super into like watching it. This is like before I had like, I don't know if it was before I had the internet. I don't think it was, but because it was what 2006, 2007 when that game came out, or is it? Am I thinking wrong?
Sometime around there, yeah.
Either way, I used to rent games from like a local store, and my friend was super into Halo Wars. That's who I always just play Halo with, and I used to sit there and watch him play, but I didn't like playing it, if that makes sense. Yeah. I loved watching it.
Yeah. So I mean, go ahead. No, you go ahead. I'm the one that keeps talking all the time.
It's all good. I was just gonna say that the first 3 Halos and Reach, actually ODST 2. So I guess everything up to Halo 4 I absolutely adored. I never got into like the overall arcing universe, like the books, or like I assume they do like comics and stuff because everything has comic lines now.
Yeah.
But I never read like any of that. But I was super like I always went through. I had every achievement for every Halo up until 4. And then 4 was fine. It was fine. And then I played the first mission of 5 actually about a month ago, and I was like, but it does have the actor from Luke Cage who plays Luke Cage. So that's neat. He's Locke.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. That's
Mike Coulter, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the actor. He's Locke. So that alone makes you want to play it. But like, I played like the first mission, and you play as Locke, and I was like, doesn't feel like Halo.
I remember seeing some of like the promotional stuff for that game, and I was like, that looks cool. Like the concept looked cool, but I just don't think they really. I don't know. People weren't really that thrilled by it or something. Like I don't think it was quite as popular.
Well, it was because from my experience, the reason I was excited for it was that like they sold us on it being like this grand scheme of Locke versus Chief. Like Chief has gone rogue, and this guy's trying to like chase him down and fix his doings. And apparently, there's one scene in the entire game where like they actually have like a confrontation. I guess this is spoilers. So if you haven't played Halo 5,
they've had a few years.
Yeah, I mean I haven't even played Halo 5, and I know it, but it's like one punch to Chief, and that's it.
I mean, honestly, because Locke's he's not a Spartan at all, is he?
I'm not sure.
I don't think he is. And the fact of the matter is that like if like Master Chief wanted to, he would just like, oh okay, you want to punch me? Huh. Boing. Like
yeah, exactly.
Knock him off the face of the earth or something like that. I mean, not that he's not like a Marvel character or something, but he's pretty strong.
Yeah, he's a good guy, I guess.
The thing is, though, the ODST expansion though had you playing as a non-Spartan.
Yeah, I forget who you play as. Do you remember the character's name?
You play a rookie, who's unnamed. But I do know that Nathan Fillion has a role in that.
Interesting.
And it's so good. That was one of the coolest little things. You're not... You can obviously tell that you're not, a Spartan. You're not Master Chief. And yet, at the same time, the way that... I just remember playing it, and you're kind of... You're a little terrified. Because, like, you're more, like, vulnerable.
Yeah, for sure. I believe that's the first time they introduced, what was it called, Firefight?
I think so, yeah.
That was super fun. I remember I rented ODST one weekend, and like I stayed up this was when I was in high school. It was my freshman year, and that shows my age, I guess. But
oh, that shows your age.
But
OG Halo 1. I'm sorry.
Was there more to that?
Well, I was just gonna say OG Halo 1, actually LAN party connecting the Xboxes. Like this was before Xbox One or not Xbox, but this was before Xbox Live. So we would connect the all of the Xboxes that we were gonna play, which you can only I think connect 2 at a time or something.
I believe so.
But we would connect them via LAN and then have 2 TVs, and then we would play against each other like that. It was good.
We used to do that too at my cousin's house. But I was trying to thought. What was I talking about?
You were talking about freshman year ODST.
Yeah, that's when ODST came out for me. I rented it and we just went through on Legendary the first time. It was rough, but we beat it. We beat it in one night, and then I got like all the achievements before I had to like turn it back in to like the rental store. It was a good weekend.
Those were good weekends where your mom would be like, "All right, we're gonna go to the." For me, it was like Hollywood. It was Hollywood Videos, and you get out there and you walk in there, and they've got like the TVs that are playing all the like they're playing trailers or stuff like that, and you're just like, "Huh." You go over to where the video games are. You just start looking around. Yeah.
Yeah, we never had a Hollywood Video. The only thing we had like majorly, we had a movie gallery. You know what that is?
Oh yeah, we had a movie gallery as well. That actually closed down first.
Yeah, that for us too. And then we also had a Blockbuster, but we didn't go there much because that was like it was like a 30-minute away city, so we didn't go there as much. And movie gallery was like the 10-minute town away, as well as like a local store, which we'd mostly shop.
Yeah, we had both. I think we ended up having both. Like all 3 at one point. I mean, granted, like two of the cities that I grew up in. I grew up technically in 2 cities, and they were like super close. Like they were connected by like a bridge, kind of a thing.
Oh, nice.
And
sister cities.
Yeah, exactly. And the movie gallery was originally in one town, which I'm not going to say what the town was. And then the Blockbuster and the Hollywood Video was in another town. I think the Hollywood Video became a Blockbuster or something happened like that. And it was really interesting. I just remember like every time we'd stand in line, I'd see like the little things of popcorn and stuff like that, and I'd always ask my mom, "Hey, can we get that?" And she'd be like, "No." Like, but I just want the snacks.
If it wasn't for movie gallery, I would never have seen Star Wars.
Oh wow, that's sad.
Yeah, well, I mean, I watched the prequels, but like, I would always go like around. Like, they always had it like the very back. That was where they would keep like the original trilogy. And I saw Boba Fett on the cover. It was like a weird cover, and I was like, "Ooh, he looks cool." I was like, "Can I rent this?" And unfortunately, it was Return of the Jedi first, and I was like, "This is cool," but I have no idea what's happening.
That can't do out of whack with that. Yeah, I had an uncle who was really right. Not I don't. He's still alive. I have an uncle, not had an uncle. If he actually listens to this, I'm probably gonna get a text from him about it. But he was the one that got me into the original trilogy. I think it was back when the special edition first came out like it was 97 or something like that. And
okay.
I remember he got the tapes, and I somehow ended up either getting my own copy or something. I can't remember what happened, but I remember like every night going to bed watching A New Hope. I watched it so many times. I had almost the entire film memorized. Like
that's how I was with Revenge of the Sith.
I'm sorry.
I guess that shows the generation gap, huh?
Well, that's the thing. I was raised in the same generation. I mean,
sure.
We're only like 12 years apart now. Like I remember going to. I wasn't there opening night, but I was there opening weekend for episode 1. The movie theater was so packed that me and my uncle had to sit on the front row.
Ugh.
So imagine watching the pod racing sequence like that.
No thanks.
And then I think I skipped out on Attack of the Clones. I'm not too sure what happened then, but I was in high school then. But then when Revenge of the Sith came out, I went. It was one of the first times that a movie ever had like a midnight opening type stuff.
Right.
And we recently, like at that time, we had a movie theater that just opened in our mall, because our mall our mall expanded, and it opened it had a movie theater, and it was like such a big deal for my town because it's like small town kind of a thing. Like whenever I'd go to the movies with my mom, she'd usually take me and my sister. We'd go to like a dollar theater that was like about 30 minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
It was so cheap that my mom would be like, okay, which of these three do you want to go see? And she'd actually buy me my own ticket to go see whatever movie I want to see.
Bro, that's cool.
And then she'd take my sister to go see whatever the kids' movie was. But I remember opening night of Revenge of the Sith at that movie theater, and they like had all kinds of stuff. They kind of threw out this they had stormtroopers, people dressed up as actual stormtroopers. They had a guy dressed up as Darth Vader, and I like made fun of him, and he kind of gave me. I think he may have given me a look because where I was sitting with a buddy of mine, I was sitting right on the edge, and he had stairs, that walked up.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a jerk to him. Like whoever was within that suit probably was like flipping me off or something, because he walks up to the steps, and I'm assuming because of the suit he's in, it's hard to see, right? Because he's dressed fully, like got the breathing sounds and everything going on. And he walks up to the stairs, and he stops, and he looks down, and he pauses for like just way too long of a period of time, and I just like look at him, and I just say, they're called stairs. You walk up them. and
then you felt your throat start to slowly close.
No, but he probably was wishing he could do that, or whomever was in the costume, because then they just stopped, and they robotically just turned and looked at me. And then they turned back at the stairs and just started walking up the stairs. I was like, I think I was a junior in high school. No, that came out in 2005. So I was a sophomore in high school.
Okay.
Sophomore, going into junior year, going into my junior year.
So to get kind of back on video games, I think my love for Revenge of the Sith is the actual video game that came out for that. Yeah, that was you do like the alternate endings and stuff.
That was one of the better like movie licensed video games.
I used to sit like for hours on Saturday mornings and just like play nothing but that until like noon, and just like go off and do something else.
I tried playing until noon, but then my parents would say stop playing video games and go outside. And then I would move the TV and the game console outside, and I'd play outside.
Did you really do that?
I did that once, yeah.
That's awesome.
My parents didn't care too much for me sometimes. Well, I say they didn't care. They cared for me all the time. But I'm saying, like, I think sometimes I was like a little bit of a smart aleck towards them when it came to certain stuff, because I would always like logically think and then ask questions or try to find loopholes. That's kind of how I've always been. So,
oh, yeah, I'm similar. I've never put a TV and game console outside though.
It was.
How old were you when you did that?
I think it might have been when I had the Nintendo 64.
Okay, so I was thinking like you could have brought like a DS or something. I guess that makes sense.
I did have a Game Boy Color.
Oh man, me too. What color did you have?
The purple one.
Me too. See-through one?
Yeah.
Nice.
Sweet.
Pokemon Blue.
Pokemon Red.
See? Now you're the enemy.
No, that means we can actually trade back and forth with each other.
That's true. You can give me Growlithe.
Yeah, and you can give me Gengar.
That's true. Yeah, I can do that.
But I'm not trading you my Charizard. I'm sorry.
It's fine. I already have like 2 100s anyway.
Yeah, if you play any of the newer versions. Oh man, we're so getting off topic though. So, Halo show. Yes or no? Just give me straight up yes or no Halo show.
I'll watch it.
You'll watch it. You give it a shot.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot for sure.
So just in case anyone wants to know, the show is being executive producer, and I actually had the freaking name right here, and I just now scrolled away from it. What am I doing with my life?
I don't know the name, but I know that he did.
Kyle Killen. Kyle Killen, if anyone knows who that is. He's serving as the executive producer. He's the writer, and he's also the showrunner. But the big name that's being attached to multiple episodes, who will also be an executive producer, is Rupert Wyatt. And he directed Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Great movie.
So there is hope that there's going to be enough quality behind it. The thing is, and this is something that always makes me wonder, when it comes to like video game based movies, you can get all the talent in the world. You can get people that can write great scripts. You can get great actors. You can get, your production team is fantastic. I just feel like one of the big missing elements is that you don't have enough people who understand the games.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I think Halo is a great series to try to adapt to TV, because you've got characters, and that's really what has driven Halo, has been the story.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's enough there. There's enough conflict. There's enough, of a history to where I think you could make something interesting. To be honest with you, I'm wanting this. I don't watch a lot of TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
I really honestly don't. But I was a big fan for 2 seasons. I watched it religiously when they rebooted Battlestar Galactica.
Okay, that's interesting.
I love that show. I don't know how it all ended up, turning out and stuff like that, because I got so far behind, and it just wasn't even funny. But,
Bears beats it, so that's what happened to it.
Oh, now you got to make the Office references.
I have to.
I enjoyed the show for what it was, though. I think the president, the woman president, she actually got on my nerves a little bit, because she whined a lot and made a lot of bad decisions. But
I just kind of hope, in the similar vein, that these people actually do their homework for it.
Yes.
Kind of similar to how right now comic books are thriving, because people actually are reading the source material and then they're adapting it to screen. Yeah. I don't think Halos would be nearly as hard as a comic book movie, but maybe I'm wrong on that. But
if they're gonna make original content for it, they're not gonna just do something on Master Chief. It's gonna be something about Random Soldier, 245 or something like that, and they're gonna make something around that. I mean, I don't know what direction they want to take it, but I feel like there's a lot of stuff there, like you're saying.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of stuff there for them to take and run away with it. They could do something about a Spartan.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be about a Spartan that we know about. It could be about another type of Spartan, because we know that there was multiple Spartan programs.
Yep.
Which, by the way, it's going to be 10 episodes.
Okay.
10 episodes have been ordered, and they're going to begin production in early 2019. I just want to throw that junk out there, because I know I'll end up forgetting about it later.
Yeah, I like that kind of stuff, so I'm glad you did that.
No, you're welcome. See, I'm here for the people. But I just think that there's multiple directions you could take this. It could be good. Track record isn't all that great, but it is a TV show, and I don't know. We don't have too many video game based TV shows, so who knows?
Is there any that I'm currently blanking on?
I mean, you've had cartoons,
right? I'm trying to think of a game to live action TV. I can't think of one.
Super Mario Super Show.
Yeah.
That was that was a thing with live action Mario Brothers. That's about all I can think of, unfortunately.
Yeah, same. I wouldn't even have thought of that, but I'm glad you did.
I'm not glad that I did. Oy vey. Anyways, so with that, I mean, like I said, I hope it turns out well. I hope it's an engaging story. I mean, at the end of the day, even if it's mediocre, it's going to make money.
Oh yeah, for sure.
People will watch it,
especially with the new Halo coming soon.
Yeah, that'll probably. You said when we were doing our pre-show thing that they might release it around the same time that the next Halo game comes out, and that would be fantastic. You know.
Yeah, get your whole hype up.
I mean, it makes sense to me to release stuff, you know, because then you can promote both kind of a thing.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
Have them share share like the picture on a Doritos bag, Mountain Dew bottle, something like that.
Yeah, you gotta connect them. Like one's gonna have like half his face, and the Mountain Dew is gonna have half, and you just put the bag and the Dew together, and you got the face. Which,
by the way, whomever in the world thought like gamers only drink Mountain Dew and eat Doritos can just no. Doritos are good, yes. Mountain Dew is okay, but I prefer a Dr. Pepper.
Really?
Of the diet variety, obviously, because I'm not all about that sugar, but yeah. Or actually, Diet Pepsi is probably my favorite.
I can't do diet. Tastes flat.
I
don't drink sodas, though, to be fair. I don't drink sodas anymore.
I need to stop drinking sodas, but when that's like all that there really is in our office, then
spice and water, buy like a 24-pack or something.
Yeah, I usually do that, but I'm not here in a bit. I should do that tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go buy some water tomorrow.
All right, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I quit cold turkey, and that's not very smart. But if you can just start like weaning yourself off, it's easier.
Well, that's the thing. Sometimes I'll go a couple of days without drinking it. It's no big deal. Then I'll just be like, I kind of want to taste that Diet Pepsi.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, probably like 2 or 3 times a month I'll have a soda, but like it's usually like at a restaurant where they'll have like bottled water or something, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want your tap water because I don't trust you.
Or like occasionally went over to a friend's house, and it was actually for small group. It was a church thing, and they had vanilla Coke Zero in the fridge. Now, I know you don't care for diet stuff, but I'm a massive... Huh?
Go ahead.
You didn't know they made that?
I didn't know they made a zero version of it, because vanilla Coke is great.
Vanilla Coke is like... I remember the first time I actually liked vanilla Coke, and it was a generic version, and it was just like... for the longest time, I was avoiding it because I thought it tasted nasty, and then I tried it, and I was just like, oh, that's what all the hubbub's about.
Like, I like Coke over Pepsi, but I will actually never forget the first time I had a vanilla Coke. We were at like a local park, and my mom brought like 3 of us. We were playing basketball, and she got me, her, and my brother one. And I'll never forget the exact location that I was standing in, because I was standing like the track around the baseball field. Yeah. The first sip, and I was like, this changed my life forever. And I still remember that. That's probably like 16 years ago?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm sold. But anyways, this is supposed to be a freaking video game podcast, and we've gone off talking about movies and now soda. So, I guess
yellow once, dude.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. So we're gonna move on to the last little topic that we have, and it's kind of big. This actually just came out today, and we're recording this on June 29th. So when this comes out like 5 days later, then you'll know how lazy I am. Google is potentially rumored. We don't have like hard evidence, but they're developing their own console.
I'm interested.
What? This is interesting. And
so,
also, it looks ugly as heck.
Yeah, from the article that I'm assuming you're looking at as well, I really hope that's not even a prototype of the console.
Well, it says it's an artist's conception of what Google's gaming hardware might look like. Can we do something? Can we do something as a society? Can we ban boomerang-looking controllers forever? This thing looks like a poor man's version of the Panasonic 3DO. Like, what are you doing? No. I've seen freaking routers look more streamlined than this piece of crap.
It's true. Mine looks better than that.
Man. Anyways, like I said, once again, the description will contain the link to this article, and you can chuckle at this as well, or just go, "Wow, this is Ars Technica, Technaka." I don't know how you pronounce the website's name, but whatever. Essentially, though, this console, and it kind of this honestly it just builds on that whole thing, that whole rant that I had towards the end of last week's episode. Of it's a streaming device. They want to stream to the console, so Google they're big. They've got plenty of money. They've got plenty of servers. They've got servers that could process all the stuff and just stream it to your device.
Yeah.
This is codenamed Yeti. Or to all my wrestling fans, the Yeti. Henceforth, this shall be known as the Yeti.
R.I.P. Vader.
No, it wasn't Vader in that.
No, I'm just saying he passed away this week.
Oh, he did pass away. Yeah, Big Van Vader. Ah, good grief. This just all of a sudden became a wrestling podcast. We should
don't get us started.
We could do that. We could do no. Honestly, I could talk so much about wrestling. It's not even funny.
Yeah, me too. We don't have the time for that.
But apparently, so it says here, and according to the article, the information, which is like another website of some sort, reported similar whispers of Google's game streaming plans back in February. Or February, if we're being picky. Saying a program codenamed Yeti had been in development for at least 2 years. But Kotaku adds that Google met with several big video game companies at March's Game Developers Conference and June's E3, looking to make acquisitions and attract support for the coming streaming platform. Kotaku's sources also suggest Yeti could be integrated with Google's existing YouTube services, letting users look up video walkthroughs without even leaving the game.
Wow. Okay. Neat.
It's kind of cool. Nothing really to sell me on why I would want this kind of a thing, outside of just being able to stream.
It's interesting that they were at both GDC and E3, and we're just now hearing about this.
Yeah. Well, this report came out, like I said, it came out today. And people are just jumping on this now because it's just like, And like the Gizmodo article, streaming apparently looks like it's becoming the future.
Yeah.
It says here at the end of the, or is this the end of the? Yep, it's at the end of the article. Previous reports of Google looking to enter the video game space have ended up resulting in no actual action. See suggestions that Google was looking to buy Twitch before Amazon actually made the acquisition in 2014. But, this is a big but, and I cannot lie, I like big butts. Google's hiring a former PlayStation and Xbox executive Phil Harrison earlier this year could point to more serious interest in the space this time around.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Dude. I don't... Like I said, I don't know what this entails. I don't know what this means. I don't know if it could be, I don't know what it is, but I will say this. I got to give my girlfriend a little bit of credit. Shout out to her. She told me.
Shout outs?
Yeah, big ol' shout out. She actually told me, because she's a big Disney fanatic. She loves Disney. And she told me, she's like, Google is essentially the tech version of Disney. They have to have their hands in everything.
Okay.
Think about it.
I am. It makes sense.
Google has their hand in every aspect. They're okay. They're anything that's tech related. They are doing, and they even have their own map. What?
Yeah.
They have their own version of Earth.
You also have that cardboard box. What was it called?
Oh, I forget what it was called, but apparently it worked for like a VR thing. It really worked.
It did.
And you could buy it for like $15. I almost bought one time just to see what it was. Actually, you can still buy one, I think.
I'm pretty sure you can, yeah.
Let me see if this is still Google. Was it just Google Cardboard? Was that just what it was called?
I don't know. It'll pop up though when you do it.
Yeah, Google Cardboard.
Whatever, Google. Just take my money,
Get
dude.
Google Cardboard. Find the right viewer for you. Actually, they've got other variations now.
Wow, is it colored or?
Yeah, they actually have. So you got the standard Google Cardboard for $15. You know, this is all American prices. Then you have the Google Tech C1 glasses.
Wow.
Yeah, and apparently those are also $15. Then you have the Urusu version 2. That's $5.71.
$5?
$5.
Wow.
It looks like a shoebox. Then you have the Maybox VR. I think these are all like third-party looking things. Then there's the Pocket VR with candy shell grip. That's like the most expensive one because it's made of plastic. The rest of them are made with cardboard, so they're cheaper. This is made with plastic, so it's $70.
It's still pretty cheap for VR.
But it's not really VR though. It's just a box that closes your phone, and it just allows you to focus on just your phone.
Oh, that's dumb.
But it works. From what I've heard, it's like it's weird, but it does it.
I mean, yeah, but why would I need that? You know, you have TV and you got blinds.
Because we're poor people.
You don't got blinds?
No, I'm talking about like the way it does, the way it focuses onto your phone. It's just
okay.
Yeah, because literally when you look through the little eye holes, you're looking just at your phone.
Yeah, because that's why I need more one time with my phone.
I'm just saying. I don't know. You know what? Maybe I'll make that like a goal at some point during this podcast, like however long we are around, hopefully forever.
Forever and never.
I'll get one of these Google Cardboards for my phone and I'll try it out. I'll review it like live while we're talking because no one will be able to see me, obviously. But
how do we know it's authentic then?
I'll take a picture and post it on the Facebook.
Second screen experience. I like that.
There you go. So that you'll know that I did exactly what I said I was going to do. Or did I? Bah, bah, bah,
Dun, dun, dun.
So anyway, what do you think of with Google jumping into all this? How do you think? How do you think they could get involved? Like, what do you think they could bring to the table that, you know, Nintendo and Sony and Microsoft, you know, don't bring?
I guess that's what's remained to be seen. They have more than enough resources to be able to do it. I'm wondering if they're going to go full out hardware, like an actual console, or if it's just going to be like the first stream box.
No. It doesn't seem like they're going to go hardware at all. It seems like they're going for stream box. That's the way the article makes it out to be.
So since this has been in development for what, 2 years?
Let's see. Hold on. Let me see.
This still wouldn't qualify. Well, this wouldn't qualify as the first actual like streaming box because you have the Steam box too. That did the same thing, right?
Technically, this Steam Link does something like that. I think that's what it's called, but it streams from your computer to your TV.
Okay.
PlayStation Now is technically a streaming service, and then Nvidia's GeForce Now does something very similar. Now, no, it wouldn't be the first streaming it wouldn't be the first stream box, but it would be the first console that would just simply stream. You know,
right?
It wouldn't need massive hardware to do a lot of stuff. But it's like, what else could you really do with that?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know. You know what? I think, I think they could get involved. Like, what do you think they could get? What do you think they could bring to the table that, you know, Nintendo and Sony and Microsoft, you know, don't bring? And that's it, I guess. We have no idea what's going to happen with this. I mean, it seems like it's a cool, like, aspect, but until there's more, more discussion about it, because this article on Ars Technica, whatever, essentially it like the vast majority of it is just talking about like how the how internet is, that you can, more places all over the world can now stream stuff a whole lot better than they could like even 2 years ago.
Right.
But I'll finish out with like one last paragraph from this thing, 'cause it's a really small article. It's nothing really massive. But it says Ubisoft CEO, and I'm not even going to say his name because I can't speak French.
It's Yves something.
Yves Guillemot.
Close enough.
Whatever. Is bullish on the idea, recently saying that game streaming could replace consoles entirely after one more generation of hardware. And now, once again, that's piggybacking off what we, read off of the Gizmodo article last week. And Microsoft made vague gestures toward an Azure-based game streaming service at this year's E3 after saying 5 years ago that the idea of streaming games was cool but problematic. So, yeah, it just feels like everyone's kind of getting on board of this whole streaming aspect of gaming. We're slowly moving away from, actual hardware, owning the discs and playing off of the discs, and it just, kind of sad.
It is.
Yeah.
I talked about it last week, but I'm more of a physical guy.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, might. You know what? That might become another Mitch, like, let's say a Mitch soundbite number 429.
I wanna get physical.
Don't get us sued. Don't get us sued.
I didn't keep going.
But once again, this is one of those articles that's like, if we, one of these news items, that if we get more information about it, then absolutely, we will be the first to say. Be the first to say. It'll be one of the first things that we actually mention, in a future episode. Because,
right, we're both passionate to see where the future of gaming is. I mean, we spent a lot of time last week talking about it, but unfortunately, the article coming out today is just acknowledging that, hey, Google's starting to come into the race. There's not much more details than that.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna keep padding this entire episode about just talking about nonsense. So anyways, guys, I think that'll do it for this week's episode. Thank you so much for listening and making it through to the end. If you did make it through to the end, Mitch, I actually forgot to say this at the beginning of the episode, but what's the social media? Where can they find us at?
All right, you can find us at facebook.com/SSG podcast. We are on Twitter at SSG_podcast. We are on Spreaker at Spreaker.com/Chris and Mitch. And we are on YouTube at something that I still do not know. I need to figure that out.
Yeah, just search SSG podcast, and you'll see our lovely mugs in the red color.
Yeah, it's big, red, 2 dudes, 3 letters, white, SSG. Click, subscribe, click the notification bell for when new videos go live.
Give us a thumbs up. No, actually, I honestly, I don't care about the thumbs up stuff. We're not as heavily invested in YouTube yet, so just do what you want to do. We don't care. We thank all of you who've actually followed us on Facebook. In all honesty, it's probably the best place. That and Twitter, even on YouTube. I mean, if you want to catch the next episode and all that kind of stuff, be sure you follow us in those places. So until next week, we will see you guys later. I hope you all have a Mitchin' day. Ain't that right, Mitch?
That's right. Ciao.